I don't know, really. I don't know what I see for Lime Deer in the future. I just really hope it cleans up, honestly.
The reservation I live on, the Crow Reservation in Lodge Grass. It's pretty beautiful out there, but there's a lot of bad vibes and everything that are on the reservation. There's a majority of us that do good things on the reservation that hopefully are role models to the younger generation to grow up like us.
I'd like to see the economy go up on the res, in any res, the Cheyenne res, Crow res, doesn't matter. And it'd be nice for both the Cheyenne and Crow res to, get along, and I think it'd make a big change in the economy if they did, if we got along and helped each other make the economy better and bring some of the money that goes to Billings back to the res.
I think the economy on the reservations are pretty bad, simply because all our money doesn't stay on the res.
What keeps you on the reservation?
My family, and it's where I grew up. It's where my roots are.
Overall, it's a pretty good place to live. I feel like it's home. No other place like it.
The culture is more than just the regalia that goes into dancing or parading. The culture is how you grow up.
Well, it seemed like everybody spoke Crow when I was younger. It was a pretty peaceful life. We didn't have a lot of the technology that you do today. In fact, growing up, we really didn't have a TV until I was older, and then when we did get a TV, it was a black and white, and so we didn't have a color TV for years and years, and so it was a really big deal when we finally did get a color TV. And everybody that I knew really didn't watch too much TV. We ended up spending a lot of time outside, and our summers were typically swimming and horseback riding and just running around outside all the time.
The reservation when I was growing up was probably a lot simpler than it is now.
I grew up on the Croydon Reservation in Lodge Grass, and we hardly got out of the reservation, I guess, because as I was growing up, my family had one car, and if I think of when I talk about my family, I'm talking about my two uncles and their kids. It's my mom and my siblings. My siblings and my cousins, there were 10 of us, and we all grew up in the same house under my grandmother's care. We all ate at the same table. My grandmother took care of us while my uncles ranched, and my mother was going to college and working. And we only had 2 cars to the whole family. So we hardly got to go any place. We just stayed with my grandmother. And my mother and my uncles did most of the shopping, grocery shopping, or whatever. And we hardly left Lodge Grass.
Across town in Ashland itself, there was at one time a movie theater, and down under in the basement was a bowling alley. In Bernie, there used to be two stores. One was the Bernie Cash store and the Bernie Ranch store.
There was a motel like on Main Street, and there's a place called the Chicken Coop. It's like an arcade. It's pretty awesome. That's where I learned how to play pool, and I learned all the tricks and stuff. So I was like the Chicken Coop champ. Can beat anybody in town. So it's pretty fun. There was like a couple arcades actually. I used to work at one. It was on the corner. It was a smoke shop, and one of my cousins was the manager, and she would hire me and my friend to clean all the video games for like $2 in quarters. So we would just be there all day and clean and play the video games. But
And do you think it was easier to get a job back then than it is now?
There was more opportunities, different places where you could work. The tribe at that time had a lot of contracts to where it was mainly summer work, working either a fence crew or one of the other things that at that time was called the peanut crew, which was jobs for kids from, I'd say, 8 to 14. The economy is way down. It's a lot lower than it used to be.
From what I see, it's not how everyone else tells me it was in the old days. Like, my grandparents used to say Crow and Lashgrass were the best towns to be in, and now they're just horrible there.
The changes I want to see on the reservation is a lot more young people starting businesses, less people doing drugs and are on alcohol, just kind of making our reservation a better place to live for everybody.
People are trying to start business on the reservation. It's harder. It's harder to get a business loan, and it's harder to start a business on the reservation because there's a lot of factors that come into play.
It would be nice if we had a lot more businesses on the reservation, especially considering we have that I-90 corridor right there on the reservation. It just goes right through. And we don't have very much native-owned businesses on the reservation. And one of the things that would be really cool is if we were even to have C-stores along I-90 in every little town, because there's enough of a distance between each town, that do probably do pretty well.
Honestly, I didn't know what OneMontana was till this year. And I feel like if more natives knew about OneMontana, it'd be a big change in the reservation, because it looks like they help out and how they're helping us and connecting us with West.
And I think it's really good because it helps the students realize that they're able to create things that people want to buy. And then being able to partner with the bigger school, it kind of helps us become more confident with being able to talk to people that we're not used to. When they came down here, they were surprised at how close everyone is around, or like how everyone is around here, and then how we actually all sit together and eat lunch, and we all hang out together in the quad during lunch. And I think it's really good for them because they're able to like see how like smaller communities work with each other.
And I think what's really neat is that you guys actually get to go out and experience some of that by talking to people that have started businesses and seeing what that's really like, and see that that's really possible.
it takes a plan first. You got to have a plan. You got to have a vision. And then you got to have desire to go and make that vision reality. And there's a lot of risk involved because people might not believe in your vision. But if you persevere through, I think, if it's the right thing at the right time, then that's what it would take to be successful.
I feel that OneMontana has helped me see how to help the reservation, but if others don't see it, then I feel that there's not going to be any more reservation if there isn't any other people to open businesses. I want to go to college and come back and be able to say I helped the community and have other people help too. And I would like to see more businesses open up in Crow and Lodgegrass, to where it's not just a ghost town. It's not just for people, so that people will want to come back to the res.
Bye.